at World Strides, a lot of us do work from home, which is great. Our main office is in Charlottesville, Virginia, but working from home has been great for me with the kids. And just also, I minored in German in college, so I can still speak German. My mom is actually from Bavaria. She came over here to the States when she was 22. So I grew up hearing German. I went to Germany every summer growing up to visit family. So I'm very familiar with this itinerary. I also studied in Vienna for a summer in college for my German minor. And my kids have been to Germany with us to visit family. So they have been to many of these sightseeing things that you'll be seeing on this tour. The kids have been with us as well. We've taken them over there to see family and friends in Germany. So I'm very excited about this trip. It's near and dear to my heart. So I am very excited to present it to your group. So I will stop sharing my screen and start sharing the presentation for you. Okay, so Jason, can you see the screen okay?
I sure can. It looks good.
Awesome. Okay, great. And there were so many beautiful pictures of Germany and Austria. It was very hard to pick one to go on the main page. But traveling with World Strides. So I wanted to give you a quick background too of World Strides before I get into this. World Strides, we not only offer performing arts tours domestically and internationally, and actually even within the performing arts division, we have many different products, not just custom tours like your tour is, but we also offer festivals where you get adjudicated. We also offer exclusive partnerships to bowl games such as the Sugar Bowl. And we also offer parades like the Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade, as well as the St. Patty's Day Parade in Ireland. And outside of performing arts, we have trips that are sports related. We have service related trips. We have religious tours. We have study abroad programs. We have where you can travel on your own in college on one of our tours. And we are also hopefully in the near future offering adult trips as well. So you can pretty much travel on a World Strides tour from elementary school all the way into adulthood. We have something for everybody. So why World Strides? Well, we have unrivaled trip quality. We've been doing this for over 50 years. We're known as the market leader in the student travel industry. We have unmatched support. We have complete peace of mind, and I'll get into that in a second. And every year we send about 550,000 students on one of our tours. About 50,000 educators travel with us per year. We travel to 400 destinations in 100 countries, and we have 75 offices worldwide. And as I mentioned earlier, our main office is in Charlottesville, but many of us do work remotely. So for peace of mind as a parent, I think this is really important to know. We have 24/7 fully staffed Tour Central office. That means there are trained World Strides personnel that are never more than a phone call away should you need someone on tour. We also offer the 24/7 tour director that meets you at the airport and is with you from beginning to end. We have a partnership with the George Washington University with the Doctors on Call program. That means that you have access to 24/7 medical consultation and care should you need it. Hopefully you won't, but if you need it, it is there for you to use. We do offer free medical and accident insurance for every traveler on tour. And we work very closely with organizations like World Aware, the State Department, the CDC, the World Health Organization to ensure that all participants are safe while traveling on tour and all destinations are safe to travel to. And included in your cost is the cancellation and trip interruption insurance, which I will get into more in detail later. So now getting into the fun part of what you'll be seeing on your itinerary. And again, this is just highlighting the itinerary. You can see your full itinerary when you register, and I'll show you that later on as well, but these are just some highlights. First is Munich. So Munich is the capital of Bavaria and is a cosmopolitan city that is at the forefront of the financial and publishing industries, and it is notable for its role in the development of music and the arts. And within Munich, you'll be seeing the Marienplatz, which is dedicated to the patron of the city. You can also see the Neues Rathaus and observe the Glockenspiel on its facade. This is the fourth largest chiming clock in Europe, and it stages an elaborate performance twice a day. And this is one of my favorite places to visit. My kids have been here with me, the Neuschwanstein Castle. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Cinderella's castle in Disney was inspired by this castle. So this castle is situated on an outcrop of rock towering over a gorge in the River Palat. So King Ludwig II only lived here for 172 days, but the highlight of the castle tour is the throne room, designed in Byzantine style with beautiful murals, mosaics, and a huge chandelier. It is truly, truly breathtaking to see this castle. And then Innsbruck, this is a tiny little city. It's tucked away in the dramatic landscapes of the Alps, but it is a true alpine gem, and it's renowned worldwide for its ski resorts and tradition of hosting winter sports competitions. This medieval old town is also home to imperial palaces and world-class galleries. Highlights on this portion of the tour include the Triumphal Arch, the 19th century city center metropolis, and the famous Golden Roof building. And Salzburg is another one of my favorite cities. It is one of Europe's most beautiful cities, both for its architecture and for its magnificent setting. Salzburg enjoys a special fame in the world of music as the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So not only is it famous for Mozart, but also for the movie Sound of Music. The real von Trapp family once lived here, and the movie was filmed in and around the city. Salzburg is also known for its nearby salt mines. And I think this has to be one of my favorite things on this itinerary. Again, my kids have been to the salt mine and it was their best experience. They still talk about this to this day. So the Hallein salt mines is also known as the Salzbergwerk Dürnberg, which is an underground salt mine located in the Dürnberg Plateau above Hallein, Austria. So the mine has worked for over 7,000 years since the time of the Celtic tribes. It helped ensure nearby Salzburg would become a powerful trading community. And so today you can dress up in an authentic miner's clothing and cross the subterranean border between Austria and Germany, ride on a mine train, hop on a raft that takes you across the mystical salt lake. And this is our favorite part, you get to glide down 2 miner slides deeper and deeper into the mountain. And the slides are really, really fun. So again, this is one of my favorite parts of this itinerary. And then Vienna is a beautiful city. For 600 years, Vienna was the glittering capital of the Habsburg Empire. Today, it is the capital of Austria. Vienna has an incomparable musical heritage, having at one point or another been the home of Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, Brahms, and Strauss. It is also known as a city of music. Highlights in Vienna include the Schönbrunn Palace, Haus der Musik, St. Stephen's Cathedral, which is absolutely breathtaking. You can see the picture on the far left of the screen, the tiny little people compared to the huge cathedral. If you have some time in Vienna, you have to visit the most famous coffee shop. It's called the Demel on Kohlmarktstrasse. It's across from the Hofburg. So this has been part of Vienna since the early 1900s. And when you're there, be sure to order a Kaffee mit Schlag, which means coffee with whipped cream and an Apfelstrudel. And also in Vienna, you do get to see the Central Cemetery, which is the final resting place of Beethoven, Brahms, Schubert, as well as Mozart's monuments. And this is adding to the musical educational component. You will be watching a performance at a premier location, such as a Musikverein, the Opera House, or the Mutt, which is home of Vienna Boys Choir, while you're in Vienna. In addition to seeing a performance, you will be performing both in Innsbruck and Vienna. And in Innsbruck, there are many different venue options subject to final confirmation, but these are a couple of the options for performances. And then in Vienna, these are some options for performances as well. So you'll be combining seeing a performance with performing, which will really add to the the music culture of this tour. So getting around Germany and Austria, you will have a comfortable private motor coach that will take you around from beginning to end. 3 or 4-star accommodations, and everybody will be in double rooms. And as I mentioned earlier, you will have your 24/7 tour guide, and all of our tour guides are very experienced in working with musical groups in all the countries that you will tour, and they are multilingual. There will be a focus on actively leading the experience for learning and fun, including evening excursions among the locals. And our tour guides are all trained on our security practices, policies, and procedures. You will have a daily breakfast with your hotel, at your hotel. And you also get to sample some of the delicious local food. They also have things like McDonald's, or you can get pizza, but if you're there, you might as well eat the local food. This is one of my favorite dishes. My parents still make it for me every Sunday when I go over there for dinner. It's Wiener Schnitzel, which is pork. It's breaded pork, and it kind of tastes like a chicken nugget. And you can either get it with potatoes, or my kids like to order it with pommes frites, which is French fries. So that's our favorite, is the Wiener Schnitzel. You can also get bratwurst with sauerkraut, and you can order bratwurst mit Senf, which means with mustard. And my kids learned that very quickly when they were over there. Bratwurst mit Senf was one of their favorites as well. So now we can get into what is included. So this is the nitty-gritty of the tour, and I'll go through the inclusions and the costs. I'll go over some passport information, the trip insurance that I mentioned earlier, the different payment options, and then how to register. And after I finish that, I want to take you into a screen that shows you the registration process so that you know what buttons to push and how to register. It just kind of quickly takes you through that, and you can also see the full itinerary on that page as well. So the inclusions and the cost, there's a lot included on your tour price. First of all, there's round trip airfare and ground transportation while in destination, your 24/7 tour director, the supplemental travel insurance while on tour, including medical and accident coverage, plus coverage for emergency evacuation. And we are fully accredited. So that means that when your child travels with us, when they get home, they can do a short project and they can earn 1 semester high school performing arts credit for students, or even up to 3 college prep credits. So it's very easy to do, and a lot of kids do that, and it's a great thing to take part of. That's exclusive to World Strides being fully accredited. We do also offer all-inclusive planning and financial services. We offer complete customer support for parents. So you do have a customer support department that will answer all calls and questions that you may have. Just call them at any time of day, and they are there for you to help you. It also includes 6 nights hotel accommodations. All meals are included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All excursions, cultural activities, and admissions as per your itinerary. And again, you can see your detailed itinerary on the registration page. Tips and gratuities, and we've also included the special refund program, which is the optional insurance is included in your price. And so I will show you that in a second, what that includes. And the cost per traveler is $39.99. So real quickly about passports, don't forget to apply for your passport ASAP by going to travel.state.gov, and here you can see where in your area you can get a passport. The normal delivery can take up to 4 months, but with the pandemic, even getting checks to our office, the mail has been very slower than usual. So if you're planning on going on this trip, I would plan to get your passport this summer to avoid delay. And also, you may not know this, but if you already have a passport, your passport, it must be valid 6 months after the arrival date back home. We've had problems in the past where people have had difficulty returning to the States after being abroad because their passport expired like 2 days after they were supposed to get home from their trip. So make sure it's valid 6 months after you're supposed to come back home to Texas. And this is the World Strides Travel Protection Plan plus a special refund program that's all included in your cost. So our standard travel protection plan covers you for the following events: enhanced medical, injury, or dental treatment while traveling, a traveler's injury, sickness, or death of a family member, theft of passport or visas, flight cancellations due to strike or bad weather. So it includes all that, plus the special refund program, which we have created specifically for our groups leaving for next year in 2022. Should a participant need to cancel for any reason not covered in the above plan, you will be reimbursed for 75% of the cancellation fees if you notify customer service no later than 2 days prior to your scheduled trip. So you can cancel up until 2 days prior to your tour and get your funds back, which we've never offered that before in the past. And I will send more information. I have a whole document and also have a website link to send you where you can see this more in detail. And that is also covered in your cost. So the payment options of financial assistance, once you pay the $99 deposit, you can choose 3 different ways to make your payments. The easiest one is called the Easy Pay Payment Plan. This is a hassle-free, automated monthly payment plan. There's no invoices, there's no extra fees and no late fees. You don't have to worry about missing payments or calling customer service to make your payment. It just automatically takes it from your bank account each month. Excuse me. And the final balance is divided into even monthly payments until 45 days prior to departure. This plan is only available if you do online registration. And I would highly recommend this plan because it does break your total payment into manageable payments, monthly payments. If you don't want to do the monthly payments, you can choose to pay the $99 deposit and then 4 installments after that. So there's a $99 deposit, there's the $200 30 days later, $200 60 days after registration, and then the remaining balance by 110 days prior to departure. With this payment plan, there is a $15 installment fee for each payment after the initial deposit. And again, with the Easy Pay, there's no installment fee. So that's 4 installments that you can do if you just want to pay the $99 now, and then essentially you'll be paying about $500 within the next 60 days, and then nothing else again until 110 days prior to departure, or the Easy Pay monthly payment plan. We also are offering the Advantage payment plan. Now this is where you pay the $199 a month until your trip is paid in full, even if this extends beyond the departure date. There is a $6 fee with each $199 payment, and you have to call customer service to apply for this plan, but that's a special plan as well. And for families earning under $85,000 a year, you can apply for financial aid by calling our customer support team. And I will send all this information, so don't worry about trying to remember. The easiest one is the Easy Pay monthly payment plan, but I will send this out later so that you have all of this at your fingertips and can look at it. So how do you register? Your trip ID is really easy. It's 197878. And if you have a piece of paper, I would jot that down so you don't forget it. You will need that if you call to register with customer service or you do it online. And the deadline to register is June 30th. And I know that once school is out, or I think school may already be out for you, but I know that once June rolls around, we all get really busy. We go on vacations. I would register tonight if you can, just with the $99, and go ahead and get that out of the way so you don't forget it, because after June 30th, right now, the $3,999 is with the early enrollment discount of $250. After June 30th, the price will go up by $250 if you forget to register by June 30th. So please go ahead and do it in the next day or two so you don't forget it. So the $99 deposit is required to lock in the special early enrollment discount of registering by June 30th. And as I said, after June 30th, the price will increase. And you can register by going to worldstrides.com, and there's your customer service number. And again, I'll send out more information, or you have this link as well. You can reference the number on the screen. And I do want to share, as I promised, just really quickly how to register so that you can see the process of that. Okay, so up here you click register, you go to worldstrides.com and you click on 1978, 78, I think is what I just told you your trip ID was. And this is your trip. Here are the dates, and here you can click on view your itinerary. So this will show you more detail about what's included in your itinerary. And down here as well, it tells you that the early enrollment discount of $250 has already been applied if you pay the deposit by June 30th. And then if you click that button, I just made up a quick account. You fill in your information, click OK, add in your emergency contact information. And then here, so the tour would be $42.49, but if you register by June 30th, we would take off the $250 and it would be $3,999. For the students, it would be no hotel room supplement. And then as you can see here, your easy pay payment plan, if you register tonight, would be $546 monthly between now and March 6th when you leave. And then you proceed to checkout. You can see everything that you've included. You view the terms and conditions and click I agree. And then here you can pay the deposit of $99. And it used to be $300, but we took that out. It's a special right now that we're doing that the deposit is only $99. Or you can pay in full, go ahead and pay in full tonight, or you can pay any other amount. If you want to pay, let's say $300, you can do that too, and it would adjust your monthly payment. If you're doing the easy pay payment plan, it would make it less than the $546. So you just pay the deposit, click checkout, and then from there, you can sign up for the easy pay. You enter in your checking account number, all that good information, or you can choose other, and that would be the installment payment plan. And you can just type it in what you want to do, how much you want to pay. So that was my presentation. I hope I answered all your questions through the presentation. And again, this is a beautiful itinerary, Germany, Austria. You can't beat it. For the music components, for the culture, for the history, it's my favorite place to visit, the two countries. So I hope you will be able to send your child on this tour. It will be a once in a lifetime opportunity to create lifelong memories with the students that are going on this trip. We have a lot of groups sign up for international travel next year. We have groups going to Italy, Germany, Austria, London, Scotland. So people are traveling, they are signing up. I would sign up for with my kids on this tour. In our local high school, we have like 3 trips going to Japan, to Italy. There's a lot of different international trips with buses already signed up for these tours. So people are excited to travel, and we are moving forward as if the countries will be open for travel. And we're excited to send your group on this itinerary. So if you have any questions, again, please email your teacher, and he will get in touch with me, and I will answer any questions that you might have that he's not able to answer. But it was great being on this Zoom call with all of you. Jason, it was great meeting you or seeing you in person, putting a face with the name. And let me know if you have any questions. I wish all of y'all a wonderful evening, and Auf Wiedersehen.
All right. Well, if you guys, I can answer some questions, or if you'd like, you can send them to me. You can send them to me via email, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Questions about parents. Parents can attend, but I don't. There's not a special pricing for parents. Everything is based on 2 people per room. And then there were some questions about passports, so I will have to go back and watch the video. I know my passport's expired, so I have to apply for a new one, but I'll double check whether it was 2 months or 6 months. I just got to listen to the recording again, and I'll be able to see. Anything else? I know it's a lot of money. It won't be long, and COBA will start hitting you guys up, sharing their fundraiser ideas for the year. There is no limit of chaperones. Somebody asked, sorry, I don't have my glasses. So if we have 40 chaperones and 40 kids, then that's what we have. If we have 20 chaperones and 60 kids, then that's what we have. The school district requires 1 chaperone for 15 kids. And that's, I mean, we've always been able to come up with that pretty easy. How often do we do this trip? We do this trip every 4 years. So this year would have been an in-state trip to go play at the children's show in the Dude Ranch. Next year will be Austria. The year after that will be Dude Ranch, and the year after that will be in-state, similar to the Carnegie Hall trip that we did last spring, or 2 springs ago. And of course, they only approve 1 trip at a time. So every year we have to apply. So I say next year we're going to do Dude Ranch. It's all, I have to apply every year for the trips to be approved. It's not like I have an approved set, but that's our general plan guideline, what we try to get done. Children have to share rooms with kids. So if I were to bring my son, he would have to stay in a room. Well, if my son's in orchestra, he has to stay with an orchestra kid. If I have a son that's in orchestra and a daughter that's not, then I want to bring my daughter, that's fine, but she has to stay with me. So like Mrs. Ramirez has a daughter that plays cello in orchestra. That kid can go, but she's got to stay with another Churchill kid. And Mrs. Ramirez's older daughter, she can go on the trip, but she's got to stay in a room with Mrs. Ramirez. So we have to keep the WC Churchill kids together, and then family and parents together at the same time. And everything right now, it's not like an in-state or a national, whatever you want to call it, trip. You know, when we travel inside the United States, everything's based on a quad occupancy. So there's 4 kids per room. In Europe, the rooms really aren't designed that way. You can only have 2 people in a room. So that's where that $39.99 comes from. And then if you notice when she was talking through the payment part, there was a thing for an additional $350, you can get a single room. So to be honest with you, when I register, I'm probably going to go ahead and bump up that extra $350 just so I can have a quiet room at night when I need to sit and pretend I'm sleeping at night. Let's see. I'm trying to look through. There's a lot of us, so if you want, I mean, you're okay to hit the unmute button and just ask if I miss anything. You're welcome, Mrs. Ramirez. New York was fun, right? Yeah. So this should be good too.
Do you have a guesstimate about how many students you think will go to Austria?
You know, I really don't. I asked the kids, I don't know what month it was. Maybe when I started this was maybe January, and it was kind of, and then now as things have gotten back to normal, the interest has increased quite a bit. And you know,
how many did you take the last time y'all went, 4 years ago?
I don't remember the number. It was just under 100, like maybe 80 people, something like that. Yeah.
It was about 70, Mr. T.
Used to, we only traveled with 100. But you know, I can't keep that number up anymore. So we've always just somehow had enough to do what we needed to do. The instrumentation typically worked out, so it's good. What's up, Miss Gill?
Say that you move forward, we start paying, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you had 50 kids and only 20 are going. Is there cancellations, or we just go with 20 kids?
No, we're going. Yeah, I mean, I think now, unless they change their mind and bump up the price, something ridiculous. You know, most of the price variance comes from charter buses.
Okay.
Right? If you have 50 kids, you can get them on a bus. You get 60 kids, it takes 2 buses. Things get a little different. You know, if there's only 20 kids, then we'll see how they do with the bus costs.
Thank you, Mr. T.
Yeah, we did it on a 50, and I think we should be able to get 50 folks. I think, you know, Mr. Norton and I, that's 2, and then I don't know. We'll see. I mean, so that then we're
Mr.
down.
Hernandez counts for 2. So no, I'm just.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, it's time to eat. That's right, Mr. Hernandez. It's time to eat. You know, Mrs. Nashawati is asking about the mariachi. I would like for the mariachi to play. There is a Vargas arrangement of El Pastor that includes the mariachi and a symphony. Now, obviously, we can't play the one that Vargas played, but I'm working on an arrangement that's very similar. I'm actually getting the Vargas arrangement, and then I'm going to adapt it for us. And I'd like to do some songs like that. So the mariachi would play maybe 2 or 3 songs, and the orchestra would play in the background with them. It's done more often than what we probably realize. But the orchestra will play by themselves. You know, the set list is probably 10 to 12 songs. We play for 45 minutes to an hour. Traditionally, the performances are very well attended. You know, when we were in Rome, and I was shocked there wasn't an empty seat in the place, and nobody even knew who we were. So the concerts are typically very well attended. Oh, I'm glad Miss Nudge. It's real pretty. It's real pretty. Let's see. Okay. And we will do some fundraiser. I think somebody was asking about that. Because Europeans, that's right. Yeah, they love live music, I think, right? They hired like a high school kid to stand out in front of the church where we were playing and just hand out leaflets. And people walked in and watched the kids play. It was pretty amazing. And that it was the same thing when we played, I guess that other place was Florence. So Salzburg and Vienna, those are very, very similar. Last time we went to Salzburg, we played with the Fine Arts College. So that was pretty neat. They helped us bring in a pretty large crowd as well. So somebody's asking about the fundraising stuff. Every orchestra kid has money in their student account. Well, if they've been fundraising, right? That's an account that I hold at school, and then that money will be applied at the end. So if I think she said the payments were $550, give or take. So if your kid has $1,100, at the end, I will submit a check request from Churchill High School to World Strides to pay for their balance. I hope that answers. Got to be honest, I'm a little rusty on my Zoom stuff. So the reason the performances haven't been locked in to what we're going to watch is because no one has their calendar published yet. So whenever whether it's one of the Vienna or whoever, once they get their calendar for next year set, then we'll know how our itinerary aligns with the orchestra's calendar, and then we'll know what we can buy tickets for. That's why it's kind of generic at the moment, because we don't know who's playing. The San Antonio Symphony doesn't even know what they're playing in March, or at least they haven't posted it yet. So you know, as soon as that stuff gets locked down, then there's a couple of orchestras that I'm interested in. I'd like to go see, and I'm just crossing my fingers that our schedule lines up with theirs as well. Yeah, I mean, now I say that, I'm sure Miss Nashawati, I'm sure they know what they're gonna play, but it's not published yet, right? I mean, see, to enter Austria, do we need... Okay, now, I asked her to talk about this, and my guess is everybody is scared to death to talk about this vaccination stuff. But I looked on a website today just to check, and it was active as of June 4th. They do require the little card that says you've been vaccinated. I really don't want to get into the politics part of that, or I'm just an orchestra guy, and if they say we have to have a vaccination card, then it's kind of like saying you have to have your passport to travel. To me, that's the rules. I can't argue with it. You know, I hope that doesn't deter anybody from going on the trip. But that's, as of today, that's what the rule is. Now, maybe that's why she didn't want to talk about it, because in 9 months the rule could be different. You know, maybe they won't require the card. But I know as of today, if we were to leave today, you'd have to show a card that says that you've been vaccinated. Okay, all right. All right. Well, that's all I have. You know, as she sends me stuff, I will post it on the teacher website. That's kind of our best place for distributing information. When we get done here, I'm going to log into that website and see. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the easy one. Kind of, I don't know about people taking money out of my bank account, or I may just do the monthly checks. I don't know yet. I guess I got to put that down to a calculator to figure that out just yet. But if you have problems, shoot me an email. I'm not on vacation until June the 18th. So I'm around for quite a while. And then even at that, I still answer my emails. Thank you so much for giving up your night. I hope you consider taking these trips. They really are life-changing for a lot of kids. All right. I'll be here if you've got questions. Have a good night. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. T.
Hey, you're welcome, Miss Gill. Y'all have a good night. Tell everybody I said hey.
I will.